Hello, and welcome back to our journey through the annals of Earth's history. Today, we're venturing back 299 million years to a time of giants, both in landmass and in life, the Permian Period. This wasn't just another chapter in our planet's story. It was a dramatic epic of collision, adaptation, and ultimately, catastrophe. Picture this. All the continents you know today, slowly but surely crashing into one another. Over millions of years, they merged to form the colossal supercontinent, Pangaea. This planetary reshuffle was a game-changer. It created a single immense world ocean called Pangaea and completely altered global climate patterns. The interior of Pangaea became a vast, arid desert, a harsh environment that would challenge life in unprecedented ways. But life, as they say, finds a way. While the heart of Pangaea was dry, its extensive coastlines and other regions teemed with fascinating creatures. This was a world ruled not by dinosaurs, but by their predecessors and distant cousins. Imagine bizarre-looking amphibians still clinging to the water's edge, and early reptiles beginning their conquest of the land. Most notably, this was the golden age of the synapsids, a group that includes our own ancestors. Creatures like the famous Dimetrodon, with its incredible sail-like fin, roamed these ancient landscapes. They weren't dinosaurs, but part of the lineage that would eventually lead to mammals. The plant kingdom was also undergoing a revolution. The lush, swampy coal forests of the previous period gave way to flora better suited for a drier world. Conifers, looking much like modern pine trees and hardy seed ferns, began to dominate the scenery, painting the Permian world in shades of green and brown. This shift in vegetation provided new food sources and habitats for the evolving terrestrial animals. Beneath the waves of the Pangaea Ocean, life was equally vibrant. The seas were filled with a rich tapestry of organisms. Reefs, different from our modern coral reefs, were built by unique creatures like sponges and bryozoans. The ocean floor was carpeted with brachiopods, which look like clams but are biologically distinct, and a variety of mollusks. Trilobites, ancient arthropods that had survived for hundreds of millions of years, were still scuttling around, though their time was nearing its end. The Permian seas were a bustling, complex ecosystem, a world of its own. But every great story has an end, and the end of the Permian was the most devastating finale in the history of life on Earth. About 252 million years ago, the world experienced a cataclysm known as the Great Dying. This wasn't just a bad day. It was the largest mass extinction event ever recorded. An almost unbelievable 90 to 95% of all marine species vanished forever. On land, about 70% of terrestrial life, including many of those incredible synapsids and reptiles, were wiped out. What could cause such widespread devastation? Scientists believe it was a perfect storm of disasters. The prime suspect is a series of colossal volcanic eruptions in what is now Siberia. These eruptions spewed unimaginable amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, triggering runaway global warming. The oceans warmed and lost their oxygen, becoming toxic to most marine life. Acid rain may have destroyed forests on land. It was a global environmental collapse on a scale we can barely comprehend. The Permian Period is a powerful reminder of our planet's dynamic and sometimes violent nature. It was an era that saw the creation of a supercontinent and the evolution of our earliest ancestors, only to end in a near-total biological reset. But from the ashes of the Great Dying, life would slowly recover, setting the stage for a new era, the Mesozoic, the age of the dinosaurs. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the Permian Period. It's a truly fascinating and humbling part of our planet's past. If you enjoyed this journey, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure into prehistory. See you in the next video.